What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We are playing Gran Turismo Sport. I've been missing this game a lot in the grind of the F1 2020 game. This is a game that took a bit of a backseat on my channel for the last, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so, and now we are back. Good excuse, because this game has the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit. Not only that, but it has the Nordschleife as well, which is what we will be partaking in this video. So this is my first time driving the F1 car on GT Sport, and it shows. Doing a bit of lawn mowing, that was my practice. And now we are jumping right into the race. We're doing the 24-hour version of the circuit, so it incorporates the Grand Prix circuit, but we also do the Nordschleife, which is a 20-kilometer long circuit, 160 odd corners, I don't know exactly, but we're going to do it in the F1 car, the unofficial 2021 McLaren Mercedes, driven by Daniel Ricciardo. Off we go for this one-lap shootout with you guys. So here we go, down into turn one. Not a great start. I don't know what I'm doing wrong in this car. But just know that I'm not good at starts in any F1 car that I do. Anyway, we negotiate through turns 1 and 2, holding on to P12 at the moment as we get overtaken by a Super Formula car. And there's some kind of GT concept looking car there on the left-hand side. We negotiate past them. This is a Group X race, which means that, well, anything that's stupidly fast can take part in this race. Not everyone had an F1 car. There were a couple of Super Formula cars out there, which are raced in Japan, I believe. So, yeah, if we get beaten by the Super Formula car, then I officially have to quit my channel, essentially. But anyway, we negotiate this first lap. This is the Grand Prix circuit, which we're watching in F1 this weekend. And, yeah, it's good to be back at the Nürburgring. A shame we can't play this on F1 2020, but we're able to play this on other racing games. And, yeah, we might do more of this in the future, depending on what you guys want to see. This is a very interesting car to drive. This F1 car does not brake very well in comparison to the F1 2020 game. Everything else is relatively comparable. This is the 2017 Mercedes, which we're driving. So it's pretty darn fast. Heading into the woods now, and this is where it gets very, very tricky. The Nordschleife version. They do the 24 hours of Nürburgring in GT3 cars here. But anything faster than that, and it really starts to become a bit of a challenge. These cars really are too big, too fast for the circuit. You can see, look at the slipstream. We get on P5 as we run into a very fast right-hander. And one thing you need to know is the sense of speed in Gran Turismo is absolutely crazy. 220 miles an hour as we run through this very fast left-hander. Didn't know how early I needed to turn in. The braking proficiency of these cars absolutely sucks, and we go off into the gravel trap. But there you go, that is a sense of the speed that this car is capable of. I have turned up or left the slipstream setting on strong, and that means it's basically unrealistically OP is the slipstream. But I thought I'd leave it in for extra craziness to help promote overtaking on a circuit which is near on impossible to overtake on, especially when you're in this section of the track. We're about into the second sector, I suppose, if you want to call it that. A little bit early on the brakes into that right-hander, and we've lost the spot to Whitmill Dave in the other Mercedes. We're in the slipstream now, and it's literally the suck zone. You literally get pulled along at, like, it feels like you've got double the horsepower when you're in the slipstream like this. It's like going into hyper speed, light speed, I suppose. Having to really counter my reactions here to dodge the two cars who are just weaving around all over the place. We do move up into P6 now, and heading into the first carousel. Heading up into the next left-hander, we, well, before that, we hit the barrier, obviously. No damage in this car. I turned the damage off for this lobby. It would have been absolutely chaotic if we left damage on. and for good reason. Through the carousel, managed to hold on through there. Quite important to make sure you stay in the groove and don't fall out of it. Otherwise, you could be losing seconds. But here we go through the most exciting part of the lap, coming up to the end of Sector 2 and the start of Sector 3. I don't know the corner names. I don't exactly know the sectors, but I do know that this section of the track is insane, as you can see. Nice run up the inside into the right-hander, and the camera shake, everything. It really shows just how much of a roller coaster ride it is around the Nordschleife in a Formula 1 car. This is absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to everyone who turned up in this lobby. I put out a tweet and everyone turned up, so thank you to everyone who turned up, and we will do more of this in the future. I really do want to do more Gran Turismo Sport, and there's a lot of really cool tracks on this game that we can explore that isn't really exactly in other racing titles. But anyway, we're coming towards the end of the lap now. The final scary part of the circuit is coming up. This very fast right-hander. It's one of my favorite corners in the world, that one. It's pretty much flat out in an F1 car. And, well, we screw up the second part, and that was our final mistake, I think. Either way, it was a very big one. We lost a lot of time in a couple of places there. We dropped down to P8, and crucially, we've been overtaken by the Super Formula car. But look at the straight line speed of that thing compared to us. Yes, we have the stupidly OP slipstream, but an F1 car is faster. We get past him, and then we immediately bottle. There's the... There's the Super Formula car overtaking us at the final corner, but they make a mistake too. So my channel will survive another day, and we're going to hold on to finish in P7 in this weird and wacky Nürburgring Nordschleife Grand Prix. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We're going to do that again. We're actually going to run that again. We're going to do a reverse grid race. You can reverse the results based off the last race, and that'll set the grid for the next race, essentially. So that's what we're gonna do. But man, that was awesome. That was bloody awesome. Can you imagine the current grid of Formula 1 cars actually racing at this layout of the circuit, the Nordschleife? How incredible would that be? How many laps would it be? Probably like less than 10 laps. And that would be a 100% race or something like that. Anyway, we are off for the reverse grid race. And again, it's been a shocking start from me. I don't know what I'm missing out on, whether I need to be using the boost gauge, which is in the bottom left. I don't know what button that is. But yeah, we're doing this without the boost gauge. Anyway, turn 1 is a lot more chaotic this time. A lot of the faster drivers at the back, slower ones at the front. And yeah, you'll see potentially even more action in this one. So for this second race, I want to make sure that I don't crash. I want to minimize the mistakes that I made, because that absolutely killed me in the last attempt. Someone doing a lot of mowing on the left-hand side there. We'll ignore them. But we're in P9 at this stage. There's that concept car, which kind of looks like a Lamborghini. Probably is. We get past them. A lot of ghosting happening. They go up the inside of a red Mercedes. Never thought I'd see that. There's the Super Formula car. And they'll be very, very slow. Let's hopefully get past them if we can. You can see a lovely replay camera shot. The replay cameras on GT Sport are absolutely phenomenal. Puts the F1 games to shame, if I'm brutally honest. We're in the slipstream of the Super Formula car, up the inside into the final chicane. We take an alternative layout compared to what they do in F1. And, whoa, right there we actually got hit by a ghost car. If you look at the replay camera on the replay, well, if you rewind it 10 seconds, you'll see that. So that was weird. But anyway, we survived, we hold on. We're in P6 at this stage. I would love a podium. Of course, love to win, but I think that might be a bit unrealistic. So I'll take a podium through to the entrance of the Nordschleife, and that was a very calculated 360 we just did there. 360 no-scoping the lobby, trying to win this race on style points. That's exactly what we're going to do. But now, we're overtaking Mr. Midge 02, Italian in the Ferrari. I love that passion for the Scuderia, showing right there. Anyway, we get past him, kind of Oh, it's a bit awkward when the slipstream is on strong. You almost have to barge people out of the way, essentially. But that's the way it goes. Braking nice and early for this right-hander. Last time we overshot and got caught in the gravel trap for a long time. Up the inside of the Mercedes, the American of Giants Nation. We're now in the top 5, and now we can chase after Olympic Star Jim. Don't know why I got that wrong, but anyway, we dip some wheels on the grass, and then we go off into Narnia. Wonderful. So we went from P5, knocking on the door of 4th place in this race. We take a little bit of an excursion, get reset the track, and we lose 5 spots. And a lot of time because of that. That's crazy how much time we lost. P8 makes a mistake. Thank you very much for that. Next up, P7 and 6, the guys we just overtook about 30 seconds ago. We have to endeavor to do that again. The gap to the lead is 11.5 seconds. You can see that on the left-hand side. That's the big red box up against my name on the timing screen, as these guys are driving very awkwardly through the midpoint of the lap. It's look at the lines are not great. And you can see there a bit of a back-end loss. This American in the Mercedes is all over the place. I really just need to dispatch him as early as I can. I'm caught up in traffic. I'm losing time to the race leader. We are catching up to P5, though, nice and early under brakes. But then there's a bit of a Constantina effect, and then I think one of them goes spinning, one of the Italian, I believe. So that moves us up into P7. Whoa, the American loses the back end, and we move up into P6 now. The grass is absolutely treacherous on this game. You can get away with touching it on the F1 games, but not on Gran Turismo. It is unforgiving. Through the very fast kinks on this straight, heading into Carousel 1 in a corner's time. Again, we've gone deep in here. And every time you fall off the circuit, it costs you so much time. There's the podium runners on the left-hand side. We just got whizzed by them. Into Carousel. Stay in the groove, stay in the groove, stay in the groove. Olympic Star Jim gets overtaken by us, and now we're in the top 5. Even with all the mistakes, we just made a big boy mistake. We lost like 5, 6, 7 seconds, but we're only 13 seconds away from the race leader. So, yeah, if you minimize those mistakes, which has just happened again, that's a huge mistake now. And, well, it actually wasn't a big mistake. I only just touched the curb and maybe got a fraction of the tire on the grass, but it sent the car spinning, and that lost me 10, 11 seconds. But prior to that, I had made more mistakes, and I really hadn't lost much time to the leaders at all. So, you take away the mistakes, and I think we could probably be challenging for the win in this one. So I guess maybe we'll have to come back and do this again sometime. This was a lot of fun. The race isn't over just yet. We're still fighting over P5 potentially. You can see those two up the road slipstreaming each other. We're in the tow. And look at how much time we gain. We're doing 230 miles an hour. Watch the speedo at the bottom as we tuck out of the slipstream. We lose 20 miles an hour straight away. And it looks like we might even be re-overtaken as we head into the final sequence of corners. Got to be late under brakes here. Be very brave. I've gone in too deep, and you can see I've hit the barrier. We might just about hang on to P5, though. No, we don't. We lose both spots up to the line. P6 pulls into the pit lane. And I think we're going to just steal that back, actually. There we go, guys. That has been 2 laps of the Nürburgring 24-hour layout, incorporating the Grand Prix circuit and the Nordschleife. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. P6 in the end. I am Super GT confirmed. But, yeah, the F1 car on this game, it's a real handful. The off-track surfaces are very unforgiving, and the sense of speed is crazy. It's really like edge of your seat stuff, really having to drive on your fingertips and just react to the road, which is quickly changing around you when you're going at warp speed on a very tight, narrow circuit. That was incredible. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And, yeah, I look forward to doing more Gran Turismo Sport videos very soon. Feel free to check out my older ones from the start of the year. Really good game. I love this game. So, yeah, we might go back to it soon. Same too with iRacing. Either way, that's it from me today. Until the next one, I'll see you next time.